welcome back. This is episode 4, and this is going to be covering your bank bags. Before I get into that, as discussed in the last episode, I went in and I made some adjustments to my action bars. As you can see, they are centered on the display. Um, this is my main side, and then I have my alternate ones here, and these are like mounts and stuff like this I put here. These are my professionals. I've also added recount in the right place and moved my chat frame over here so everything lines up and I'm lined up well. And that is really all I did. Now, recount doesn't look like yours because I use another add-on called Addon Skins. And what that does is it skins my recount as well as other things in ElvUI. All right, I'll go over recount later. That'll be a whole different add-on video. But let's take a look at our bags. So here's our bags. All right. Now I've gone through and done a little bit of setup already. Um, so I've set our font outline. First of all, I've enabled the bags. All right. And now here I display the format of the currency and whether I want icons or not. So I leave mine as set currency for icon and text. And then I have it set up for a smart display with my coins. Now, if you put a check mark here, what it's going to do is it's going to put a little icon on your junk. I don't do that because every time I open a vendor, it sends it to, it automatically sells it to the vendor. Um, um, and then you can have a sort set to inverted. Okay. Now, this is your item count format. So if you have a stack of 20, this is what your font will look like. I have it set for Expressway. It's set for white. You can set it for any color you want. And then I leave the font size for 16. Then I set the outline of it. The next thing you got to look at in your bags is your item level. By putting a check mark here, this displays your item level on any piece of equipment that you have that has an item level. So if I go and open my bag, that's just by hitting V, and open my character, these are item level 1 boots. If I put them in here, item level 1, all right, we open it back up. Because it's item level 1, it's not really showing. If I had a different item level piece of equipment, it would show the actual item level in there. But you can also change the threshold. Okay. So, and that's what I was talking about, item level 1 not showing. My threshold is set for 1, so it's not displaying item level 1. But if I want to use something as a transmog, but maybe it's an item level 100, I want to be able to see the item level 100. I leave all of my item levels set on here so I can automatically see what item level I'm looking at. And this is the text right here. I don't change any of this. The only difference is I did change the font outline. Just like everything else, I use outline, Expressway, and I set this for 16. Now, the other thing is bag sorting. You can type things in here that you don't want sorted. So if I was to type Hearthstone and I hit accept, there's accept. Okay, so anytime that I hit the clean up bag, it won't touch my Hearthstone. It'll leave it up in the top corner. If you have other things that you want, you just add a comma and then type in whatever you want here. Now, make sure that you hit accept. If you don't hit accept, it doesn't happen. All right. So that is our bag sorting. Now we can talk about our bag size and positioning. Normally, when you hit align to chat, it's going to actually align to your chat frame. This side right here is your bank bag. This side right here is the bag that you carry with you. Your button size is normally set for 34. Okay. And then you can change the different sizes of the bank button. So these buttons right here, this is set for 34. And if I was at my bank, you'd see that the bank button size on this side is 34 as well. The next thing you want to take a look at is your bag width. If you're set to align to chat, then it'll be set that size right there. It'll be set the size of your chat, which is right here. Same thing on this side. So if you change the size of your chat, it'll change the size of your bag. Just keep that in mind when you get to that. Now, the next thing you do is, and you can do the same on your banks, is set your width, is set your offset. So I have mine set at 85 right here, and that's because I don't want this to align with my chat. I want to be able to get to my profession buttons, which are right here. Once I get a profession, I start lining it up on the right-hand side, right along here. Okay. So if I want to disenchant, I want to be able to click that disenchant button and then click on the item. So that's the reason for moving it over here, but I don't move my bank at all. And then, like I said, you can change your bank offset as well if you so desire. Now, as you saw, let me take the mouse over. There's my bag buttons. You could leave them in if you want to enable them. There you go. Just click that button right there and enable it. I just clicked and I disabled my bank bag. Now, what that does is that will cause a reload. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out of that so we don't reload. But if I disable this, I have to reload, and it's normally set for disable. And I wanted it to align just about with, you know what, let's change this to 5, just spacing. No, let's change that back. Okay. So what that does is that aligns your, allows you to change the size of your back button so that it shows up here. But like I said, one other thing is you can change it whether it's vertical or it's horizontal. So if I was to set this to vertical and I wanted it the same size as this button row, then all I'd have to do is change it to, I think it's 34. And there you go, it's the same size. But that doesn't work for me because that's where my boss buttons are. All right, so 24 is too small. 5 is too small. 26 is right about there. All right. So that's the other thing that you could change. Now, the other thing that I do is I get rid of the buttons so I don't see them all the time. Now it's set for mouse over, just as our micro bar was set. So is our bag button. Now, normally I don't enable this. I just use my B, and that opens and closes my bank or my bags. So you can set your bags up, both your bank and your bags, adjust them how you want, and then you can move it around. Maybe you don't want it. Maybe you don't want your bags down in here to extend up here. Maybe you want your bags all on this side. Maybe you want them someplace else on your screen. Adjust it how you want. All right. So that ends the portion on bags. Hope this was helpful. It's a little bit shorter this time, but we'll move on to our next area and see how that goes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.